good morning, everybody. And I'm in my little craft room that we're working on. And you can see over here, there's still a bed in this place. And let me say hi to some people. Jake, how are ya? I hope you guys are doing good and those girls are fantastic. Doug, Miss Sandy Pants. That's me, Miss Sandy Pants. And I'm going to try to move that so the window's not reflecting so much. But we just started moving stuff around the other day and crazy stuff. And AZ Highland Homestead from Prescott, Arizona. How are ya? And what's the temperatures up there right now? I mean, we are 90s basically almost every day. They'll tell us it's going to be 86 and it's 90 every single day. But the nights are only 65 degrees. So the plants are loving it. And everybody's saying hi to each other. Gulf Coast, how are ya? Nice to see you this morning. I hope you had a busy week of finding great treasures. Oh, 39 degrees this morning in Texas. I don't think Texas is supposed to be that cold yet. No. And I heard it has been rainy in parts of Texas too. But we are loving Arizona this morning. Actually, we've been here exactly a month today because today's the 5th. And Joe and I went for a walk this morning because we were walking at night. And I had to do something one morning early. I had to be over the clubhouse early. And I thought it was so spectacular. And there was lots of people out walking. You know, some people walk their dogs, some people just walk, some people ride their bikes. And so I said to Joe, we should go in the morning better. And Doug says it's 31. Ooh. Did you have frost at 31? Or is it not cold enough for you guys to have frost? But this week I made vanilla pie. And so I thought I'd show you a piece. It's got the consistency of, you know, like a pumpkin pie, custard pie, things like that. It is just like, you know, I know it's early, but I'm going to have a bite of pie. Because it's Friday morning folly. Ha ha! Doug, if I lived next to you, I would make you your own pie. Seriously. It's so good. And I put some cinnamon on the top. And that's a good addition. But I think you could put different things. And then, in fact, I told my mom when they were over and they were having some pie that this would be really good with like a mixed berries on top. It's creamy, it's velvety, and it's easy to make. And other than heavy cream, you might not have that at your house all the time. I mean, I usually do. But, oh my gosh, we need bacon pie. I don't know if you can make bacon pie. You probably could. But Jake and Doug, I was doing some stuff and I found a recipe for bacon, vanilla bean, peanut brittle. You know, and I don't eat bacon, but I thought I might have to make that just for Doug and send it to him. So I have a few more recipes ahead on my Friday morning vanilla bean recipes, but I think I'm going to make bacon, vanilla bean, peanut brittle. And Doug, I will send it to you. Seriously. What? Let me see who's here. Patford Homestead. Hi, Charlie and Brandy. How are ya? Charlie, I hope you're feeling better. Nisi is here. Hello. Nisi is going to be on my live on Monday night. And so we were going to have a chat. I'm going to let you get to know her. And I think you will love her. Seriously. And I have some questions for her. And I think it'll just be fun to get to know her and her channel and what she's all about. And if you haven't seen some of the pumpkins that she has been making, fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So tell me how you guys' week has been. And Jake says, Doug, what? I better be on that list. Jake, if you would like some, I will send some to you too. Doug says, I had to go to the doctor this morning. I have a pinched nerve or something. Doug, I hope you are better. What are they going to do about it? One time when Joe was having some back problems, I mean, he eventually had surgery on his back a couple times, but he went and had acupuncture on his back, and he said that that really helped. So that is interesting. And Doug says that it's causing pain and numbness in your shoulder and my shoulder and arm. I will be praying for that, about that. And Melanie's here. How are you? Melanie is just the sweetest, 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 sweetest. And Doug says that they are using a steroid pack and pain for sleeping. Well, I hope you are getting better and they figure out how to fix that, because back pain is one of those things that, if you don't have it, you just don't really realize. But, Joe had a lot of back pain for a long time. And it was tough. It was tough to just do life, not alone all the other things that you want to do. Golf Course says, I got a cut on my leg. Now it's turned into an egg ulcer. I didn't realize that that could happen. And I'll be down for a couple of weeks, maybe months. Wow. I just didn't realize that that could happen. And so are you on like medication? Does it just have to heal itself? Jake, eat some bacon, Doug. It always makes me feel better. Because everybody knows Doug is also Commander Bacon. And he loves his bacon. So, that is just, and this must be Charlie talking. I'm going to get results from heart doctor today. I have nuclear stress test, echocardiogram done this week. Wow. Well, I hope it works out good, Charlie, that they are happy with the results of those tests and that you are just on the mend better and better every single day. Doug says, I might be hurting, but bacon would make me feel better for sure. You better be yelling for Shelly. Shelly, make me some bacon. Jake says that he gets back muscle spasms. Joe used to get that. And Joe had, well, actually now Joe's had two surgeries, one right back here and then one farther down. So now he has rods and bolts and all these things in his back, but he still golfs. But he was diligent. I mean, when he had to do, after both of his surgeries, he had to go to those brain, think, words, physical therapy. And he was so diligent. I mean, he would do it there. He would do it every single day. And I think that's the key of when you have stuff like that, you have to just do all of those things. And Golf Course says, antibiotics. I will go to a wound care doctor once a week. Oh, okay. Well, keep us updated on that, on how it's progressing. Hello, Todd Rainey. How are ya? You make me want pie now, because you can have pie in the morning. You can have it for breakfast. It's true. Your mom might have told you that you couldn't have it, but she just wanted to spread the love later on in the day. But you can definitely have pie at any time during the day. It's so good. So good, I tell you. And Charlie says, maybe bacon would unclog my arteries. I'm not sure about that. Doug says, pie is just It's just not just for dessert anymore. That's right. In fact, my son, one of our sons, Stephen, he's the one that lives in San Francisco. He says that when it's holiday time and he buys pumpkin pie, he says he eats it every day for breakfast. And see, I taught him well. You can eat pie for breakfast because why not? It's got a crust. It's like toast. A lot of pies have eggs in them. That's important, for breakfast. So I think you can eat pie at any time. Melanie says PT is important. Mine came several times a week. My MRI is Friday next week. Oh, okay. We will be praying for you about those results, that it is good. Good, good, good. I had a crazy Asian PT. She bent me in ways I never knew possible. I had to quit. It hurt worse than my back. I think that can be true. And Doug, I don't know if you watched my live on Monday night, but because it wasn't popping you up, I mean, on Nightbot, it looks exactly like everybody else's. Every single person, it looks just like it. And so all through the night on my live that night, I kept putting your link in. And I kept saying, this is for Doug. And look who's here. Good morning, Karen. Did I just hear pie is okay for breakfast? Yes. Karen, we're eating pie for breakfast. In fact, I should have told everybody to have a slice of pie ready so that everybody could eat pie this morning with me because it's delicious. And everybody should eat pie in the morning. It's so good. Oh, good. You did watch it because I was feeling bad. I mean, my next thing to do this week is I'm going to delete it off Nightbot and I'm going to put it back on Nightbot because I've tried to change everything I can edit on it. I've changed the amount of minutes, the way it's written, all kinds of stuff. It says, pie is no different than eating donuts. I think that's true. Karen, I have to tell you, this pie is so delicious and so easy to make. And I was saying earlier that I was telling my mom and dad when they came over and ate some, that you could put berries all over top of it. You could slice bananas and eat it, and then it would be really a good breakfast. I think you could just add so much to it, but the consistency is just beautiful. It's velvety. I think everybody should try to make this pie. See, it kind of shakes. And it's easy. You don't have to have any weird things, because most people have cornstarch. They have sugar, butter. The only thing they might have to buy is a heavy cream. And if you didn't have vanilla beans, you just put more vanilla after it's gotten thickened up. And so you still have it. Oh, it's good. Pathways Homestead, how are you? I'm working on cinnamon rolls. They are rising. Oh, I love a good cinnamon roll. I made cinnamon rolls last week. Oh, they're just so, so good. Yes, Doug likes cinnamon rolls. Jake says pie is better than donuts. I think pie is better than donuts. Though, there's a donut place here in Yuma, Arizona. They have several. But this one is rated the best donut place in Yuma, Arizona. And it's like a glazed donut, only they make it so it looks like a pretzel. It's big. Seriously, it's probably about 8 inches across. Cost you $2 and some cents. It is amazing. Seriously amazing. And chicken and noodles. I must have missed something about chicken and noodles. You're right, Karen. There is nothing better than when that cinnamon roll is warm. It's just coming out of the oven. It's got the icing melting on there. You put some butter. Jake says, Cindy, I cannot eat pie without. Send some for chat. When my daughter used to live my youngest daughter, she lived in Hawaii. She was always wanting me to mail her pies. And I kept saying, I cannot mail pies in the mail. She says, companies do it. And I said, I don't know how they do it, because just that joggling would break the crust. You would have stuff all over. And she'd say, I don't care. I'd just scoop it out. I'd eat it. But now she lives in South Dakota. So I know I'm going to make that vanilla pie. I love a good custard. Yeah, a good custard. Oh, so many possibilities. Next week on my Thursday morning when I'm doing the vanilla bean, I'm taking canning jars and I'm making, it's a dessert and it's got blueberries. And that's all I'm going to tell you about it. Vanilla beans. They're so good. A hint, kind of like a parfait, but it's going to be a great one. And Karen says the best donuts I've ever are pink box donuts. Pink box donuts. Is that like a regular donut shop? I have to look them up. I had a maple donut that was huge with tons of crumbled bacon on top. Doug, this is where you need to get your donuts, because it is a maple donut with bacon on top. Well, how you'd love it. Jake too, I tell ya. Jake says NASA. Get on it. Pie teleporter. I've often thought of, when I was younger, I used to watch like Star Trek and all those different, and they'd beam me aboard. And I always thought that would just be so convenient, But I mean, it would be craziness if everybody could do it. You'd have people beaming all over the place. But wouldn't it be fun to be able to beam it? I used all the butter I made the other day for the cinnamon rolls. Oh, homemade butter too. I tell you, there is nothing better. I love making homemade butter. Karen says it's a small donut chain in Vegas. Very gourmet donut flavors. I was thinking about doing some donuts for one of my Thursday mornings, because I have a recipe that you use a vanilla bean in the donuts. And I could give people that option. So if you came in late, I'm in my new craft room. There's a bed over here because there's a young couple we met, and they just moved from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Yuma, and they're looking for an apartment. And I was going to just put the bed on like the classifieds on Facebook, but we met them, and I said, I have a bed, and so I will see them in a couple days, and so I'll ask them if they got their apartment yet. And so we're going to give them this bed. It's older, but it's completely clean. There's no stains. It's just, it's a great bed for when you're just looking for something, And we're going to give them one of the couches that were in the living room. So we have been like crazy busy doing stuff outside, and some more of our friends got down here. And so we saw them actually this morning when we walked. We stopped and talked to them for a little while. And yay for the new craft room. Well, lots to do on it still. But on this side, I put up the little shelf thing that used to be in the living room. And I put all my little jars of Fritz. And I started making some glass stuff in here the other day. And we're actually going to end up painting it, and we're going to take the carpet all out. But I really need the bed moved, because otherwise I got to move the bed into the living room while we're doing stuff. And I thought, I just don't want to do that. Yeah. And I hope they were really excited. They're in their 20s, and their mom actually lives here in Yuma. And so I just said, we got this couch that we were going to get, we were just going to put on Facebook, in the classifieds, and we have this bed, and they were just so excited, and then it's just not an expense that they have, because we're just giving it to them. And so, and that's true. It beats sleeping on the floor. It does. And how many of us, when we were young, when we got our first apartment or first little house, we didn't hardly have anything. And so it is just, people were blessings to us when we were young, and we just wanted to be blessings to them. And so, and I would bet that they'll probably get furniture from their mom and furniture from other people. And, you just slowly just get all that furniture. And really, when we got our little place down here, it was furnished, and I can't say it's furnished with things I would pick. And so we're just going to start giving those things away and just buying the furniture we want. And so I'm enjoying your glass making. Well, let me show you this week, actually today, later this afternoon, on my fused glass artwork page. I will put, let me find my banner that has that. Those are my 2 other channels. I'm putting up this, let me show you. I made penguins this week. They're Christmas ornaments. Aren't they fun? I made 6 different ones, so they're all different shapes. And I just love what they turned out like. And look at this one. Instead of putting white eyes, I put blue eyes. Aren't they just the silliest fun things? Yeah. And I'm giving away one of these today in a different video on that one. They're melted snowmen. So you still have time if you comment on that video. You can go into that drawing, because I don't do that drawing until in the afternoon. But it is just so fun. And then I'm working on some ones that are like wreaths. And so that video will be for next week. But I love making Christmas ornaments, and they're just so fun. Like, look at this little guy. I just find penguins just so funny. And so, but I did make one that the eyes turned out really weird. I used, I'll show it to you. Now, are those weird eyes? I mean, somebody will like it, but, oh, I'm going the wrong way. But they're weird. And then there's this one too. But they're just silly. And I just fire polished them so it rounds the edges. But see, if you look at it this way, it's very dimensional. But I think they're totally fun, And so, like on the snowman, see, if you look at this way, it's 3 layers of glass. But I love the hair on this one. But, I never really make them the same. I try to make them crazy fun and silliness. And hi, Laura. How are you? The penguins are, I have to tell you, I think they're just so fun. And then it makes, you pull them out of the kiln and you're going, oh, I could do this and I could do that. And it's just fun and silly. And they are like googly eyes. And but I have to say, probably one of my favorites is this one, because I like the decorations I put on the hat, and I like the little scarf. And I don't know if you can tell, but that little thing right there is a Christmas tree. You can buy these little round things at, they have all kinds of things. They have flowers and they have Christmas things. And I have some that have snowflakes, like this one is one of those. See how it has that little snowflake, which I think just adds a little bit of touch. You're killing me, Sandy. Todd, you just have to comment and you might win one. I tell you, it's easy. Every week I try to give something away. And I almost have 600 subscribers on my new Fused Glass channel. I'm just so excited. So at 600, I'm going to give away a microwave glass kiln. And you put it in a microwave and you can fuse your own glass without having to buy a bigger kiln. Because like my kiln, outside it must be 22 inches square, but inside, by the time you have all the fire bricks and everything, my shelf that I put it on is 13 inches, I think. maybe it's 13 or 14 inches. But I had talked about on that channel that I was going to give one away. And so I'm going to give one away, and not just the kiln. I'm going to give away the whole package that has glass and has some tools. And so you do have to have a separate microwave. You can't do, you can't just take your microwave in your kitchen and fuse your glass and then think you can put food in there again, because it gives off chemicals, and those chemicals cling to the inside of the microwave. And so you just have to know that you need a different microwave. And my microwave up at home that I use in Wyoming is a 900 watt. Now, I've seen videos and people have used all kinds of wattage, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200. It just, the time schedule changes. And I just like the idea that it heats it up just a little bit slower, but it is fast. Like if I wanted to do one of these in there, it would take about 7 minutes. That's fast. You know, when I fire in my regular kiln, because it heats up so much slower, and then it has to cool down before you can open it. I do it one day and I open it the next day. But I can put a lot more in there. But I am going to give one of those away when I hit 600 subscribers. And it won't be very much longer, so it might even be next week. So I'm totally excited. Yes, Karen, I know it's, and I'm actually, when I do that video, I'll actually show how you can use glass that you buy from Hobby Lobby. That's a stained glass. There's a chemical you can buy that you can spray on there. Because otherwise, when you do it in the microwave kiln, the glass is very dull and it doesn't work very well. And I mean, it does fuse, but it doesn't fuse the way it's supposed to. So I'll talk about how you can get that chemical. You can buy it on Amazon, and maybe I'll throw that in too, just in case people that's the only way they can get some of the glass. Though some of the glass will come with that packet, but. Doug says, you are so creative there. And Doug is my little brother on YouTube land. So, oh, I better have another piece of pie, because you can have pie for breakfast. And if people give you a bad time, just say, Sandy says I can have pie for breakfast. And you can. It's good. Pie for breakfast. Doug, tell Shelly she can make you pie for breakfast. And actually, Doug, if Shelly makes pecan pie, you can add bacon bits to that and have a bacon pecan pie. Oh, Doug, thank you for that. Sorry, I'm chewing at the same time. Can you throw pottery? Yes, I can. Yeah. I used to have a pottery wheel, but I can only have so many things. And Joe thinks I have way too many things as there is. But I used to run an art center for 4 years. And I actually learned how to throw pottery, clay, years and years and years ago. And the easiest trick I ever learned, and I learned it when I very first started, was that when you first start to throw pottery, the hardest thing for people is that you start pulling the clay up, and then all of a sudden it moves. It goes, you get distracted for a second, and it starts to lean where it's not supposed to, and you have to start again. But the trick was that this instructor told everybody in class was that when you first learn, you throw it, you're pulling it up with your eyes closed. So all it is the feel of the clay. And it makes it so much easier. And then you get used to that. And it just makes it so much easier. And then you can do bigger and better things because it just becomes a part of it. When Gracie, my youngest daughter, was a teenager, she had some stuff. Sometimes teenagers have stuff. And she told me one time that throwing on the clay, she could push all of those emotions into that clay, and it just like left her. It just released. And it helped her. And so I think that is just, art can be so reflective and awesome. And so I just love it. So, oh, Jake has I got my old wheel still. Awesome. Is it a kick wheel or is it electric? I threw lots of pottery in high school, made a mold of a duck. I sculpted and made slip castings. Oh, fun. Ended up with a bunch of different glazed ducks, like half a dozen. That is so interesting. So interesting. Doug, you are so sweet. I love you too. I love Shelly too. So tell her, give her a big, big hug. See, and you're not doing anything different than the pecan pie, other than when you sprinkle all those pecans into it, you sprinkle bacon bits into it too. And I mean, the bacon bits are cooked, just so you know that. Okay. That's right, Jake. Bacon pecan pie. You guys are going to have to try it. And yes, I think you need to make a video of that, because I don't eat bacon, you know. Though I love Doug, but I don't eat bacon. But everybody, we're at 32 minutes, and I got tons of stuff to do today. I already was planting this morning, and we went for a walk. I am drinking my tea, eating my pie. I tell you, life is good. Life is good at 63. I hope you guys, oh, no electric. Have you ever tried a kick wheel? We had a kick wheel. Gracie liked the kick wheel a lot. I mean, it's harder and you have to get used to it. But, oh, Charmaine is here. Hi, Charmaine. Charmaine, have you ever eaten pie for breakfast? I told everybody it was okay. But I am going to let you go because I have a whole bunch of stuff to do. And look at Doug. It's about lunchtime for Doug. It's only 9:47 here. But Arizona does not change their time. So even though we're Pacific time right now, when the time changes, we will be Mountain Standard Time because we don't change, which is really weird. And sometimes I'll be talking to one of the kids and it's like, oh, different time zone. But everybody have a fabulous weekend. I have a few other videos. I have my board right in front of me. I'm doing the best cornbread ever. And I hope to have that one up today. Otherwise, it'll be up tomorrow. But there's a trick to really great cornbread. And I'm always asking people for their cornbread recipes. Always. Because I like to make other people's cornbreads to see if it is, how it is. Because some people make a mean cornbread. And other cornbreads they're okay. But, and they're not bad. But they're just not like that. Oh my gosh, this is a great cornbread. And that's what I'm going to show you how to make. Okay, I'm going to let everybody go. Oh, Molly Cakes. How are you? If you haven't checked out Molly Cakes, you should. She's a mean baker. Her and Karen, oh my gosh. They are mean bakers. I tell you. And both of them are right. Art and baking, it goes hand in hand. I tell you. Okay, but everybody. Jake says, Arizona, only normal state time. Hawaii doesn't change either. So that's interesting. But everybody, I will see you Monday night. And Nisi's going to be. This is her station, her channel. She's going to be on with me. And Doug says, I like nice and happy bakers, no mean bakers. No, I mean that they're mean like they are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, you can put jalapenos in cornbread, and that is good too. I have a couple tricks that, I've been doing those 15-second videos every day or at least 5 days a week. And I'm going to show you some things about jalapenos next week. So, okay, but everybody, have a great weekend. And tell me all about it on Monday night. I will see you then. Bye, everybody.